Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And I do think that I speak for every single XRP holder out there when I say it is time to go to war. Within the US, we have a war raging on between regulatory issues within crypto against those that are in power, deciding what is and what isn't a security and or either a currency. Now, this war has been raging on for a while, but the issue is that just now we are starting to see the after effects of them targeting Ripple first and then going after the rest of the market next. So with all of this in mind, I do want to dive in and I want to talk about a few things first. So currently speaking, as we look at the exchanges tab, we know that there's a lot of exchanges that just recently got targeted by the SEC. There's even decentralized exchanges that were recently targeted by the SEC. And I say that I think now is the best time for any company, any exchange, any project, anyone out there that got targeted by the SEC should now stand up and unite to fight against the SEC, because now is where they are, one, the weakest, and two, it has not been a good time for Gary Gensler. Let's just say, yeah, the office is feeling it, because currently speaking, as we look at the SEC and Gary Gensler, they are in the hot seat. We do see over here from Chamber of Digital Commerce, SEC Chair Gary Gensler insists the law is clear for digital asset firms, yet during the HFSC oversight hearing, he was not able to clearly state if Ethereum is under the SEC's jurisdiction or not. Perry M breaks down this issue on Last Call CNBC with solely CNBC. And yeah, listen closely to this.
Digital assets are a spectrum of assets. There are digital asset commodities, there's digital asset securities, there's digital asset currencies, there's payment systems, there's NFTs, there's digital collectibles. There are many different types of digital assets that there are many different regulatory agencies that have jurisdiction over this space. That clip you just played with Chairman Patrick McHenry grilling the SEC Chairman Gary Gensler really gets to the fundamental issue the industry has, which is the need for regulatory clarity. And that exchange was very emblematic of what the industry is dealing with.
Perry Ann, I did a panel down at Virginia Tech about 4.5 years ago, and with Hester Peirce, who is actually a member, one of the SEC commissioners. This was 4.5 years ago. We talked about the urgency of getting this done. It feels like the SEC is moving at about the speed of a 100-year-old tortoise with a broken ankle.
Yeah, Commissioner Peirce spoke at an event that we hosted about a year ago, and she said, unfortunately, the SEC has made very, very little progress. There has been no regulatory guidance issued by the Securities and Exchange Commission for the digital asset ecosystem, despite the fact that industry has been calling for it for over 6 years. Coming back to that question of Ethereum, which really kicked off the entire hearing, how can it be that the Securities and Exchange Commission is taking the position that digital tokens, including Ethereum, potentially are securities, but then you have the CFTC also saying these exact same assets are commodities? How is there clarity when you have when the agencies themselves don't agree, and even the SEC, the commissioners of the SEC, Hester Peirce being one of them, don't agree? There is not regulatory clarity in this space, despite what the chairman testified on this morning.
Well, Perry Ann, you know that it may not be about clarity so much as it's about control, who ultimately is the regulator. Perry Ann Boring, U.S. Digital Chamber, appreciate it.
And yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's all about control. It's about, coming into this space that's still in its infancy and trying to take control of it. These are the same puppeteers that are playing the biggest game around the traditional system as well. This needs to stop. And I think that it really does start with getting Gary out, and restructure in the SEC. We've seen Warren Davidson actually repost that same video today. The SEC Gov has a structural problem and Gary Gensler problem. I joined CoinDesk recently to talk about my proposal to restructure the SEC and fire Gary Gensler. And yes, I do believe that he needs to be. Listen closely to this.
Congressman Warren Davidson, welcome.
Good morning.
Nice to see you again. Okay, well, let's get right into this. This is a very bold proposal. Now, Gary Gensler is not very popular within the cryptocurrency community, but you are making a much bolder statement. You were saying he has a record of failures. Can you just outline for us in sort of the most objective way, what are these failures that you are pointing to?
Yeah, I think Gensler's failures highlight this. There's a structural problem. There's a Gary Gensler problem, but there's also a structural problem with the Securities and Exchange Commission. And really, you go back years ago, they went to a strong chairman. The original structure was the commission. And so he's front running the entire market, whether it's, Congress, the House, the Senate, Treasury, the CFTC, and it's all to try to gain jurisdiction. And instead of acknowledging that he needs to work with Congress to get clarity for digital assets, I've called it like similar to Hotel California, not the exact lyric, but you can check in with the SEC, but you can never leave.
And yeah, that's exactly what it is. And today, well, guess what? It seems as though Johnny Deaton is actually going to go after Gary Gensler. We do see down here, we sued him, John. Everything is on the table. Here we have around Algorand. Algorand is actually a very popular token. In fact, I actually hold Algorand. I think that Algorand is it's an incredible token. It's an incredible ecosystem as well. It's thriving. What do you see? If you could find any video of Gensler discussing Algorand in a positive way, please reply tagging me in the video clip. Same thing with any speech or comment that he's made portraying anything to do with Algorand in a positive manner. I've seen one video, but are there others? The same goes for any other token he's publicly praised without qualifying them as securities before he was the chairman of the SEC and sent to crush any disruptor or challenger in his incumbent pals, or to his incumbent pals, sorry. And here we have Algorand. He promoted Algorand to thousands of investors as a groundbreaking technology. Since then, Algorand is down over 90% in the SEC, just filed a lawsuit alleging that they are unregistered securities, which we know is complete nonsense. But Crypto Airy said 2 clips for you, Johnny Deaton. Clip number 1, in a lecture, Gensler highlights Silvio taking a sabbatical to solve all 3 challenges with Algorand: scalability, decentralization, and security. Clearly a positive statement. Clip number 2, debate if crypto are securities unless you are Bitcoin and Ethereum, which we know that he backstepped. Timestamps and, of course, details in screen captures. And listen closely to this. It's about 1 minute and 37 seconds long.
Vitalik Buterin,
Let me turn it up for you guys.
talked about a trilemma and said it's hard to get all 3 of these, to get security, decentralization, and scalability. So Buterin is the innovator at 19 of the Ethereum network. He's now 25, maybe. But Vitalik Buterin said, look, you can get decentralization like in Bitcoin and security. It's reasonably secure, but it's not scalable. You maybe can get towards scalability, but you're probably going to tend towards more centralization. Now, one of MIT's award-winning computer scientists, Silvio Micali, says, no, he disagreed. He says, you can actually solve for this. Silvio won the Turing Award. He's sort of the father, considered the father of something called zero-knowledge proofs, and said, no, you can solve for this. And Silvio actually took a sabbatical and leave to create a cryptocurrency and a company around Algorand. And I'm not sort of marketing for him, but I'm just commenting. There's this debate. Can you solve basically what Satoshi Nakamoto wanted: decentralization in a scalable way and have it be secure? And there's been this big debate around cryptocurrencies. Are they securities or not? And in some countries like the US, they generally are, unless you're like Bitcoin and Ethereum.
So yeah, backstepping statements, and it seems as though not only is Gary in the hot seat, but we could be seeing him getting sued here very soon, which would be incredible. And I know that I, myself, will 100% support Johnny Deaton in this lawsuit. I believe that there's going to be many other individuals out there. I think that we're at 76,000 XRP holders, I'm pretty sure. So let's see how many people turn out and support Johnny Deaton in this lawsuit against Gensler. I know that I am tired of not only seeing Gensler, but also hearing him tout his nonsense around how there's already laws in place and that there's clarity already for crypto. And Coinbase actually is fighting back now. So you guys probably remember the recent news about Coinbase and basically Brian Armstrong saying that Congress needs to step in now that the SEC has caused untold harm to US investors. Well, guess what? We've seen today that Coinbase has filed a lawsuit against the SEC Gov in order to compel them to provide regulatory clarity for the industry. Things are starting to really heat up now. And it's a war. It's 100% a war. But listen, I've been talking about this idea that we need to rise up and we need to unite. We need to unite and fight back against these individuals in power that are, like I said, pulling the strings. And they have been pulling the strings for so long. It's not just Coinbase, right? It's not just Ripple. It is so many other major players out there. We know that Uphold recently had to shut down their staking as a service. They 100% need to support the fight against the SEC. Also, Bittrex, right? Binance had a few issues. I mean, there's so many exchanges out there. There's so many projects. There's so many companies. There's so many names. We all need to unite and we need to fight back. And that's exactly what Ryan Selkis is saying from Masari Crypto. It's time to unite the warring tribes of crypto and focus on winning in the US. It's going to be a fun 18 months. And yes, it definitely is going to be fun. But this is definitely the start from Coinbase. One thing that I would love to note, though, is that I hate the fact that Coinbase is still touting the fact that we need to come together and support these communities and support crypto. But like, why is XRP not relisted? Why is XRP not back on Coinbase? Like, are they scared? Are they terrified of what will happen if they do? Because to me personally, there is no clarity. There really is no transparency at all from the SEC. So I can't imagine Coinbase having any issues with relisting XRP. And I even said it here, like, you know, I want to see the support for the XRP community. Like, we kind of get forgotten. Like, the XRP community kind of gets forgotten whenever we see these exchanges firing back at the SEC and saying, hey, we need to come together and support crypto. Like, why not support XRP? XRP has been around for well over a decade now. We should 100% be supporting XRP and the XRP community and the XRP ledger ecosystem. But also over here, we do see the update from Coinbase. This is from their chief legal officer. And we do see today we filed a narrow action in the U.S. Circuit Court to compel the SEC to respond yes or no. Yes or no, because that was a big deal during the hearing, right? There was no yes or no answers from Gary. It was him jumping through hoops and trying to avoid every question. To a rulemaking petition we filed with them last July, asking them to provide regulatory guidance for the crypto industry. The SEC is required by law to respond to petitions within a reasonable time, but they have not yet responded to our petition from last July, which is why we filed our action in court today. It's obvious that there's a lack of clarity among our regulators regarding crypto, as even the chair of SEC has declined to say which crypto assets are security, which we have from this clip here. It's almost 4 minutes long. I'm not going to play it for you guys because we've already played it multiple times on this channel. But we do see the crypto industry and its users need clear laws and rules to follow that to follow that are built for a new technology. Enforcement actions based in applicable in securities law aren't the answer. And yes, I 100% agree. And I do want everyone out there that is an XRP holder, because we even do see down here, Coinbase should relist XRP. I 100% agree. Everybody comment down below in the comments, hashtag relist XRP. Because we 100% need to show our support. We need to get XRP relisted back on Coinbase. I don't understand why XRP isn't relisted on Coinbase. It's gotten relisted on a few exchanges already, but Coinbase seems to be taking their sweet old time. And we do see over here as well from Tony Edward, aka Thinking Crypto 1. It seems as though this is actually coming at a very good time for us to fight back against these regulators and these individuals in power. Elizabeth Warren, one of the largest clowns around the US, is actually going to be releasing a major anti-crypto bill soon, from what we've seen. So we do see, I've been told corrupt Senator Warren will be releasing a major anti-crypto bill soon. While I don't think it will get passed, it may impact the market. Could happen this week. Keep fighting. Contact your representatives, tweet, make content, etc. And yes, this is exactly why I've been very adamant about the fact that we need to rise up, we need to come together, and we need to fight back. Because currently speaking, as we look at what's happening around the world, yes, crypto is moving extremely fast. Regulators are not dragging their feet outside of the US. Remember, we just seen the MiCA bill, the MiCA licensing rule get released over in the EU. And guess what? Crypto firms already registered in France could now get a fast track. What about the US? That's right. We continue to get thrown to the side because our regulators want to play puppet master. And we do see over here, the UAE proposes bill to create a decentralized economy for its free zone with 100% tax exemptions. This is absolutely huge. You won't see this being done in the US though, because we have greedy individuals in office that all want control and power, and they want that money. They want that taxpayer money. And it's ridiculous that we still have this fight ongoing in the US. We still are in a lawsuit with Ripple and the SEC, and it's been over 2 years now. Almost 2.5 years of just relentless fighting from Ripple against the SEC. And now a lot of these companies and a lot of these projects are finally realizing just how important this case is. I even said it. I made a tweet. I can't remember how long ago it was, but it was just recently. And it was a very long tweet. And I said, now people are finally realizing why this case was so damn important. And this is also why I say, like, you know, as everyone wants to laugh at the XRP community and laugh at XRP holders, because I will say, for the longest time, there has been a lot of crazy conspiracies and things like that around the XRP community. But one thing that is not a conspiracy was the fight back against the SEC. I mean, we even seen Vitalik Buterin, you know, talking about how Ripple's a, you know, scam and XRP's a shitcoin and all this kind of stuff. And guess what? Well, now you're seeing Ethereum being in question around it being a security or a currency. Not so funny now, right? Again, this is why we all need to unite. We can't be fighting each other. We can't be saying, oh, Ethereum is a security. Ethereum is a no. We need to join together and we need to fight back, because right now, innovation within the US is dying. Crypto within the US is dying, and we cannot afford to see this asset class shift outside of the US. And I think that I could speak for myself as well as many other US citizens that hold XRP when I say that we want to see XRP completely unshackled and unleashed to the public and see what the true value and the potential of XRP actually is. Because so far, we have seen the price action and the project itself being fully stifled. I mean, the XRP ecosystem outside of what Ripple is doing with XRP has been stifled, and I want to see the true power. I want to see the true value, because today I strongly believe that without the SEC, we would be still trading around roughly a $100 to $200 billion market cap, just like Ethereum is. And if you think I'm crazy, there's been many videos talking about the harm that the SEC has done to XRP and the XRP community. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because I'm more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. I just hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.